Hey guys, welcome to another episode of What If WWE. This time we're going to be looking at what if WWE bought Jeff Jarrett's contract from Time Warner Cable. Now, to understand all of this, let's do a little backstory. Everybody remembers the invasion. Everybody remembers what had happened to Jeff Jarrett the first night of Vince McMahon buying WCW. They go to a segment of Vince watching WCW and WWF simultaneously on two different TVs, and he sees Jeff Jarrett in the WCW locker room. And he goes, he used to call himself JEFFJRR or JARRETT. So how about we change his name to GOONNE? Gone. And so technically he was fired, but he still had a Time Warner contract, so Vince technically really couldn't do anything. Just he made a dig at Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett has on his podcast said that he thought he was going to be in a storyline with Vince McMahon. And it's very interesting to see his point of view on that he thinks that he was going to get a storyline or setting up something with Vince. It's actually really funny to go listen to that pod. Go check it out. It's actually one of the better few first episodes they did with him and Conrad. But so on and so forth. The invasion happened, and then June of 2002, TNA's first pay-per-view episode was born, and TNA itself was born out of Jeff Jarrett's pocketbook. He goes in great detail just getting to the first show. It's like 4 episodes long. Just go listen to that part of the podcast as well. It's very entertaining and very cool and very insightful. Definitely insightful to see what had happened going into just that first episode of TNA. And then 10, 12 years strong, he has a company, a wrestling company of his own. He built from scratch and then sold to Anthem, and the rest is history. He then becomes a WWE Hall of Famer in 2019, I do believe. And there you go. He's finally back with the WWF or WWE. So, what happens if Jeff's contract was actually bought by Vince McMahon? So, let's see here. Where do we start? So, let's start with Vince buying WCW and buying all the contracts that were from WCW, everybody that was like $250 or less. At this point, Jeff said he was making somewhere around the $750 mark. And understandably, he is a good talent. He's a very good talent. I've never thought he was world championship material, but at the same time, he ran his own company, so let him do what he wants. But let's say he actually does go to WWF at the time, WWE, whatever. And he just keeps on going, and it's just him and Vince the entire time. So where do you go from that, like after that gone thing? So start a storyline with him and Vince. Be like, you bought out my father's company. You bought out a company that I have now worked in and worked a name for myself for years. And you have the balls to fire me? No, that's not how you play, Slapnuts. And just let Jeff go. Like, let him have a promo of promos and just letting him tear in the Vince about how he's ran out every promoter in the country, how he's ran out other businesses dry, how he beat the fucking federal government. Just let him go at it and, like, have him just, like, beat in the Vince. You never thought I was a star except this singing country cowboy. So, yeah. Just let him go against Vince. So now, with that being said, he probably will get like a 3-year deal. So with that 3-year deal, what if? What if Jeff Jarrett gets bought out? So he gets bought out. In 2002, there's no first episode of TNA. Ken Shamrock does not become finally a world heavyweight champion. Who was the singer? Toby Keith doesn't get a shot in the limelight for wrestling. And, there's just so many things. And by the way, that never happens. This never happens. And especially this never happens. There's so many things that went wrong in TNA that will just never happen. But there's so many good things in TNA that would never happen. Like AJ Styles. Plain and simple. Without Jeff Jarrett making TNA, AJ Styles does not become the brand name that he is. Samoa Joe does not become the person that he becomes if TNA does not exist. TNA not existing does not give or does not have a chance for other wrestlers to have a place to keep on using their talents and their practicing their craft and just going at it time and time again just to show that they still can do things, or that just because the WWE didn't want them, somebody else could use them and somebody else could be their home. Just think of all the originals of TNA. AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, Low-Ki, James Storm, Robert Roode, Eric Young. A lot of them guys went to WWE. Some of them have come back to what is now Impact. Like, how just amazing that Jay Lethal, he's now a former 2-time Ring of Honor champion, I think. Like, it's just so amazing what had transpired with TNA. Yes, there's a lot of bad, but there's also a lot of good that came of it. And without Jeff Jarrett making his company, we never see AJ Styles become WWE champion. We never see Samoa Joe in the WWE. We don't see Eric Young. We don't see Robert Roode. We could see Eric Young and Robert Roode because they could have gone down to a developmental territory that WWE owns. But you don't get to see them on television like we did and then be like, hey, that's Robert Roode from TNA. Or, hey, that's AJ Styles, a phenomenal one. Like, anywhere he popped up, he was in Ring of Honor, New Japan, TNA, WWE. And without AJ Styles crafting his talent in TNA, he does not become the person that he is in WWE. It's just amazing how many things don't happen without Jeff Jarrett. It's really cool to see how many things won't happen without Jeff Jarrett. Look, Sting wouldn't have a career resurgence. Without Jeff Jarrett, Sting does not have a wrestling career anymore. I don't think he'd go back to WWE until he went to WWE in 2014. That's the problem. Without Jeff Jarrett, there wasn't another company for Sting to go to. And there wasn't a company that had enough money to purchase what Sting wanted. So, with him buying up WCW and buying Jeff Jarrett, no Sting, no AJ, no Samoa Joe, no Christopher Daniels, no Robert Roode, no Team Canada, no America's Most Wanted. Fuck. No Main Event Mafia. I don't even care if that's all WWE guys. No Main Event Mafia. Again, so many good things. We don't see Team 3D go to TNA. Team 3D may have just retired after their stint in WWE. They could have just said, you know what? Fuck it, we're done. Again, so many good things that we take granted for happened all because of Jeff Jarrett. And it's weird to say that Jeff Jarrett played a pivotal role after the Monday Night War. And it was a great thing to see. We shit on it tremendously. But you have to think about it. Without him even trying, we don't get the wrestling that we do now, in my opinion. So, thanks guys for watching. You guys, I love all the support, love all the likes, love all the comments. Definitely check me up on TikTok. I now have a Twitter, a Snapchat, Instagram, all at Cody Kayfabe. Please check me out there. Other stuff will be put up there. But yeah, so next time we do What If, we will do What If the Monday Night Wars never happened. 5 of November 13th. Pretty much I'm going to be going through just maybe like a year or so worth of